In this video, I'm gonna show you the exact training program that you need to follow this summer. And I'm talking, we're gonna go over what workouts, the nutrition, even the throwing, and if you're a hitter, the hitting drills that you need to be doing. Now, before I go on to the rest of the video, I need to make sure that you understand something. Everyone has their own weaknesses that they need to focus on. So what I'm gonna give you is a generic overview for the most common mistakes that I see in not only my players, but other players around the country. So, as I said, you are going to get everything that you need to follow to a T this summer. That way, when you go back to school in the fall, you show up as a different player. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to take some notes because this is the exact training program that you need to follow this summer. But first, let's go into the rest of the week. It's Monday, which means it's the most consistent day of the week. This is a day where we get in our team meeting, make sure we catch up from anything that happened over the weekend. Most importantly, the calendar is wide open for any one-on-one clients to schedule their calls. What I've noticed is that for most of the clients that schedule this day, it's typically just going over any issues they had over the weekend, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's way more about fixing than it is progressing. And as we'll see throughout the rest of this video and into the rest of the week, that's when we start progressing into things that can happen in the future. How can we increase metrics? How can we get better? And anything like that, as opposed to going over past things. I know that is a subtle difference. However, it makes a massive, massive change in the person's life. See, everyone thinks that social media is all super cool. It's so easy to make videos and you can just do whatever you want all day. And that is so far from the case because had an entire work day, had 8-ish meetings on the calendar today, and we're about to hit 7 o'clock. And I'm just now starting to get to editing videos. Like, look, who's gonna edit them? I don't have an editor yet. It's just me. Well, here soon I should have one, but still, like, social media looks so glamorous because of all of the work that it takes to make this stuff. But if you really think about someone setting down a camera, having to hit record and then go do whatever they do, like, it's kind of wild, especially all these people that do like out in public, set up cameras, go get it, go shoot, go get it, go shoot it, like all this stuff. There's so much more work that goes into it, which is actually why I'm really excited to make these videos, because I get to show you what it takes. More importantly, I want to show you so that way you can be a part of it too. Like, if you like a certain type of video more, all right, let me know. Let's make it. I want to do this and build the Obssd brand with you. So whatever that means and whatever that takes to make that happen, we're going to do it. Ain't that right, Winston? Exactly. So this is a brand for you, for us. This is exactly what I wanted when I was playing. And now you're just going to see me build it in real time. So you got any suggestions? You want to see something differently? You have an idea? Let me know. We'll see if we can make it happen. But for right now, I'm going to go edit this video. Alright, this clip was not planned at all, but we need to talk for a second. One of the most frustrating things that I deal with is when the people that work with us have unrealistic expectations. What I mean by that is, if you think your life can change in a matter of 2-3 weeks, let's even call it a month, you were just mistaken. Like, think about your own career for a second and how good you are right now. How in the world do you think you could make that same progress in a couple of weeks when you've been working at it for years? And then you see all of these people on TV and the internet and they look so good. It did not happen overnight. And if you really want to make it in this game, actually, if you just want to do anything in life, you cannot expect it to happen instantly. That is called delayed gratification. And if there's anything that you take away from the rest of this video, I want it to be this, is that whatever you want to accomplish, you need to give it more time than you think. But even on top of that, giving it more time doesn't mean you wait around. It means doing things consistently, day after day, with no reward. Truly, you cannot just sit around and wait for this to happen. You have to act now and tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. It's not easy, but it is simple. The difference is that you don't want to do it day after day, and the ones that do will pass you 10 out of 10 times. Like, think about whatever it is that you want to achieve right now. It could be something as simple as gaining a couple miles an hour of extra load. It could be something as simple as hitting 90. Or it could be getting a $10,000 NIL deal. It could be getting drafted in the first 5 rounds. It could be even playing on TV, getting MLB service time. Whatever it is, you have to do something today that is going to get you one step closer, and then again tomorrow, and then again the next day. Like, the people that work with us are here for 6 months. That is half a year. And you're telling me that you can start working with us and immediately change something within the first couple weeks? Absolutely not. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it for 6 months. No, we have it for 6 months so we can take step-by-step process along the way to get you one step closer. And then when we look back in 6 months, you'll see how far you've come. But there isn't some secret pill. There isn't like this hack that we can just give you instantly that's going to change everything about your game. Do not, under any circumstances, expect your career to be different if you're not going to act different. The expectations that you put on yourself are what's killing you and holding you back. You need more action for more time. And I promise you it will work. But you're giving up too early because you haven't given it enough time. But whatever you're trying to accomplish right now, extend your time horizon. As long as you're willing to work. I gotta put that in there. Like, if you're willing to do the work, I promise it's gonna be. But that is also why I call this obsessed. You have to be. There is too far, don't get me wrong, but you have to be obsessed every single day, that no matter how you feel, you are willing to put in the work. I don't understand it. And if you are watching this right now, take one step today. Figure out what it is that you need to do to get one step closer. Obsess over the fine details. Obsess over the fact that no matter what comes your way, you are going to get it done. There's a verse that everyone quotes. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so many people get that verse wrong. Like, oh, I can do all things. And then they think that they have to feel a certain way before they do it. Like, oh, I don't have the energy to work out, or I feel too tired, or I can't do this because of whatever excuse. I can do all things. Stop right there. You have the ability, but you will never know and you will never feel ready until you actually start. You will never know if you can go achieve something until you actually do it. Oh, but God, give me the strength. He already has. You just won't start. That's the difference. If you're praying for this certain thing to come about, or if you're praying for a certain outcome and you're not doing anything about it, that's your fault. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Then go do it. Stop waiting. And this is early on in the video too, so who knows what else we're about to get into the rest of the week. But please, take this second and make a decision. What are you going to do to get one step closer? And whatever that is, go do it, and then do it again and again, and the next day and the day after that. And I promise you, your life will change. Just not as quickly as you want it to, except for the fact that when you take those actions, your time horizon expands and you have a realistic expectation instead of thinking that you're some special snowflake that can do it in a matter of seconds. Stay obsessed. During the week is to journal, and I know that sounds very woo-woo type stuff, but it helps so much more than you realize. And here's the exact journal prompt that I would use if I were you. Write down 3 to 5 things that you want to get accomplished during the day. So these are things that are an absolute must do, but they are also the most important. Then beside that, you're gonna write down a verse or a quote that speaks to you. Ideally, you do a verse so you're actually keeping up and staying consistent with reading the Bible. But then below that, you're gonna write down another 3 to 5 things, but these things are the things that you're grateful for. I literally wrote down today, like, I'm thankful for caffeine. I mean, seriously, I am. But it's an incredible way to start your day. And of course, when I'm on back-to-back meetings with clients like this, you can understand why I'm thankful for caffeine. But it also just sets my mind up right for the rest of the day, because look, I'm not gonna lie, like, some of these meetings are rough. They can be frustrating at times, especially when I can see so much potential in my clients that they can't see. But how am I gonna show up as their coach? And I want you to think about the same thing. How are you gonna show up today? How are you gonna show up for the people around you? Then you go find one verse that really speaks to you. If you can't find anything, keep reading. Like, when I started reading Matthew, I literally read 5 chapters until I found, like, let me write this down. And then pick 3 to 5 things that you're actually grateful for. But again, I don't want it to be very, like, stereotypical. Like, I'm thankful for a roof over my head, and I'm grateful for food in the fridge. Don't get me wrong, those things are very good to be grateful for. But I would challenge you to find something really specific. Literally, like, the fact that I have a window that I can look out in front of. Because when you start priming yourself to find these little tiny things that you're grateful for, you rewire your brain to literally be more positive. My entire life, I get truly obsessed with things. Like, pinpoint focus. I don't care what it is. I'm going to become the best at it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And when I go all in on it, I'm not stopping until I become great. Like, yeah, it can be something as obvious as baseball. But dude, you play me in ping pong, you're gonna lose. And if I do get beat, I'm going to figure out why so I can beat you next time. No, totally. Trying to figure out how to cook the perfect steak. Like, all these little things that I can't wrap my head around why you would not want to get great at something that you care about. If you're still writing them in the chat, continue writing. But I also want you to look at this. You need to find a place where you can write them down. And it's not just 3. I want to challenge you with 50. Not 15, 50. 50 things that you can look at every single day. I purposely left all this blank so I can keep writing. This is 50 things. Some of them I've already achieved, like a home office. I'm currently building out my media team. Full home gym, that's close. We already have a close church group. Right, so I won't give you the full spiel on what happens when you write down your goals. You can research that on your own if you want to, or we can talk about that next week. But my challenge for you is to write down 50 things that you either want, like literally just want to buy, you want to have, want to do, doesn't matter, 50 things by next Friday. There's a lot of things that we say to do, people forget about them the next day and then don't do them. When you get this done, put them in the community. Courtney and I will be on the lookout for it. But Lucinda, I will see you in like 30 seconds. Mike, I will see you later today. I don't think I have anyone else here on my schedule. So that being said, if you guys do, SJ, you're right. I got you next too. So if you guys need anything, let me know. But seriously, throw those in the community once you're done. Have an incredible weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Peace. Now let's get into the actual training portion for your summer. And what you just watched was a segment of a call that I was on where I was going over with my clients how to write down your goals, get specific with them, but also like get really creative. And that's actually step number 1 that we're gonna do for your training program. I want you to write down 25 goals that you want to accomplish. But more specifically than that, I don't want you to go like, oh, the MLB or sign a scholarship. I want you to get really dialed in on like, okay, I want to complete 95% of my scheduled workouts. I want to go from a 6'8" to a 6'7". Like really, really specific goals. Write down 25 of them, either on a board, on a piece of paper, somewhere that you can actually see them each and every day. Maybe even on your ceiling so you have to wake up and stare at them. But now, once you have your goals set, let's go into everyone's favorite topic, the gym. You have an opportunity that even if you are playing summer ball, this is the one time of year where you really get to push the limits of your body because you're not in school, you should be getting adequate sleep, and you should be eating really good too. So it's really prime time for recovery and muscle building. So yes, you do need to be explosive, moving quick, but I'm serious, you need to be in the gym hard. We're not just maxing out. We're not just trying to hit new PRs, but every single day that you go in, like if I was in your shoes, I would be going a minimum 5 days a week, and this is the split I would do. I would go upper body, lower body, rest, upper body, lower body, and then if I had an available day, either on the Saturday, Sunday, I would use that as an accessory day, like get some blood flow into my arms, really work on my mobility and movement during that 5th day. But for the upper portion, we're going to be hitting compound movements first. We'll work up to a heavy single and then lower the weight and get explosive after that. So work up, warm up that heavy set, heavy set, heavy set, a heavy 2, heavy 3, just one time. And then we drop it back down. 3 to 4 sets of an explosive 5 reps. And we're actually gonna do the same thing for the lower body portion too. But compound movements to start, heavy single, explosive reps after, and then move into whatever you need. Some people need a little bit more mobility in their shoulders, so we're gonna work more dumbbell than anything. Some people might have too much mobility, and we're gonna stay more on the compound movement side. But for like a key couple movements that I would absolutely include would be bench press or dumbbell bench, dumbbell rows or barbell rows, pull-ups, chin-ups, and then again, depending on your deficiencies is when we get into super minute stuff, whether it be, landmine clean and press, just a strict like shoulder press, whatever it might be. But the lower body portion works the same way. Squats, absolutely. I prefer back squats over front squats, not box squats. That's a whole nother conversation. But again, working up to a heavy single, dropping the weight back down, well, heavy 2 or 3, then working it back down, getting explosive, control the movement down, explode up. And that's what we're doing Monday, Tuesday, rest, Thursday, Friday, and then possibly that extra mobility day, which is where we're doing a lot of bar hangs, a ton of mobility movement, maybe with a PVC pipe. And really guys, the thing that I cannot stress enough is that it's not about the specific movement that you need to know, it's the intent behind the movement. Now, this is a personal preference. I would go in the morning. I know you wanna go hang out with your friends. I know you wanna go do fun stuff during the summer, but get it all done in the morning. Like take your personal time, put it in the morning. That way once noon hits, you're good to go do whatever you want. You've accomplished everything that you need to. Which brings me to the next thing, nutrition. You should absolutely eat before you work out. But even if you work out at night, you must eat breakfast. If you do not eat breakfast, you just don't want enough. I don't care if you're not hungry, find a way to get calories in. This is the only way you're gonna pack on muscle and pack on power this summer. You have to eat. But on top of that, we wanna make sure that your body is fueled around the training sessions. So that's meaning like good carbs, good protein before, same thing after. And if you're someone who likes protein shakes, absolutely do it whenever you want. There's a big myth that says that you have to do it like within 30 minutes of your workout. Guys, protein takes like 4 hours to digest. It can't happen that quickly. So get your protein shake in whenever you want. If you want to do it after your workout, by all means, go for it. But now for the baseball portion, the hitting, throwing side of things. This is going to be dependent on how often you're playing games, even if you are, which we're gonna talk about that in the next video because a lot of you play way too many games and don't focus on development. But again, I'm gonna save that for next week. From the throwing side, if you're a pitcher, you really need to have extreme structure this summer because it would be very easy to overthrow, overtrain your arm, and get addicted to velo. But if you are throwing, make sure that you have really good bullpen sessions during the week. Make sure you're having your good recovery days, and then you're ramped up, ready to go on the actual day that you throw. But for my position players, you need to be throwing at minimum 3 times a week. And I know you're probably expecting me to say, like every day or something like that. You can let your arm rest a little bit. Like you throw a lot during the season, a lot. But if you are playing summer ball, then you need to have an absolute day of rest and an absolute day of working on your arm. And that does not include the gym. I mean very specific stuff, whether it be bands, plyos, specific drills that you need, maybe even different arm actions depending on your position. Those are the 2 most important things that you need to do if you are playing. Because if your arm is not healthy, nothing else matters. I don't care what position you play. You have to be able to throw. And I know it's obvious, but none of you treat it like that. So going into this summer, 5 times a week in the gym, upper lower rest, upper lower mobility accessory. Eat breakfast, and for your nutrition, make sure you're getting good carbs, good protein, especially around your training. When it comes to throwing, make sure you have an absolute day of rest, and if you're a pitcher, you're getting ready with your bullpens and getting ready to throw, but if you're a position player, take care of your arm. Your arm matters too. And then for my hitters, it's a hot take, but I really do think and believe you should not take more than 2 days off from hitting. I have found that if you take more than 2 days off, your swing starts to feel different. And we all know that is the worst feeling in the world. Yes, you can take a day, especially if your body's feeling kind of sore. But even that next day, take light swings, work on very slow moving drills to get the patterns back. But you need to be swinging 4, 5, even 6 times a week. If you take more than that, like, I'm sorry to say it, but it's gonna be rough. So, if you take anything from this video, I want it to be this. If you want to get to the next level, you have to be obsessed. That's why we're going down so many little portions of each segment. You've seen what it looks like when I work with my clients. You see the conversations that we have. And if you are a current player and you want to not only get to the next level, but take your own game and ramp it up, take the next level in your training, take the next level in your abilities and increasing your skills, and truly start to become obsessed with the process, you have found your place. Because that is exactly what Obssd is and who Obssd is before. I was obsessed with baseball and trying to become as good as I possibly could be. But the difference was I didn't have anyone else around me that was feeling the same way until one very specific school that I went to, and I realized, oh, there are people out there like me. And it was awesome. But if you don't have that right now, you need to find it. And that's why I'm building this. For the people who were like me that needed other people around them to push them, the other people that were obsessed with the game and the environment that it can create so everyone can flourish, or you can stick around your friends that don't really care that much. You get wrapped up in what they do and you look back in a couple years wishing that you did more because you're sitting at home watching everyone else play on TV. That's up to you. And if you want to train one-on-one with me, shoot me a message. The link is down below. You can just click on my Instagram and send me a message there. Just tell me that you came from this video. We'll talk. I'll ask you a couple questions. If you're a good fit to train with me, man, I'm gonna change your life. I can promise you that. But it's only if you're obsessed. So make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna post videos like this every single week, not only showing you different versions of what you can do for your own career, but how I'm actually working with my clients so I can show you behind the scenes of what it takes to build this business and how we're gonna build Obssd together. Whether you're one of my athletes or you're just one of my viewers, we're doing this together. So I hope you have an incredible day. And remember, my name's Matt Ross. Stay obsessed. God loves you.